welcome to this video. My name is Christian from Being Premiere and get ready for a wild ride through the first episode of The Boys Season 4. The chaos is back and it's totally going to blow our mind this season. Welcome and let's begin. Alright, let's kick things off with the main event, Homelander's trial. Now, you might be thinking that it's going to be a typical courtroom drama with legal arguments and tense moments, but it's so much crazier than that. The Boys creators know how to take a familiar setting and twist it into something totally unexpected. Homelander, as you know, is facing charges for murder, therefore you expect some serious consequences, alright? But let's say they got some twisted plans for him. Homelander got this I can do anything, I can get away with it. And it's pretty clear that his trial is more of a publicity stunt for Bot than a real legal battle. The show's writers have really leaned into the Trump parallels this season. Homelander, as you know, is convinced that he's going to be cleared of all charges and he's already making moves to repair his image. Oh, and get ready because he's totally going to get away with this. It's a great way to set the stage for the madness that's about to unfold this season. Now let's see what the boys are up to this episode. As you know, and we can see in this episode, they're on a mission to take down Victoria Neuman. And they're not messing around. They're working with the CIA, but let's just say it's not your typical spy operation. They're trying to eliminate a powerful congresswoman who's running for higher office, and they have got to get creative. They're facing a new threat that could change everything. Also, remember that deadly virus that was developed at Godolphin University? Well, it seems like the human has gotten her hands on it, and she's not afraid to use it. The boys are going to have to figure out how to stop her before she unleashes this potential weapon on the world. We're going to explore this new threat and how it's tied to the events of Gen B, but it's a pretty big deal and it set up some major conflicts for the rest of the season. So let's check in with Homelander because he's definitely not having a good time. You know, Homelander is a bit of a mess right now. He's feeling insecure and powerful at the same time. He's going to make some drastic moves, but his solution is really messed up. He's got this whole I need to create a legacy thing going on, and it seems like he's experiencing a midlife crisis on a grand scale. He's tired of being surrounded by imbeciles, and he wants someone who can really challenge him, even if it's just to prove that he's the most powerful. And that's where Sister Sage comes in. She's supposed to be the smartest person in the world, and that doesn't mean she's a good person, or even that she knows what's best for Homelander. She's definitely got her own agenda. Her advice: make Homelander a hero, even if it means creating chaos and then swooping in to save the day. It's a classic destroy and then reveal tactic, but in Homelander's hands, it's going to get really dark. We're going to look at how he tries to create a new legacy and the crazy lengths he's going to. I'm really interested to see what kind of damage he's going to cause. Hopefully, fingers crossed, he goes to the White House. Now, let's talk about Hughie because he's dealing with some serious family drama. We see Hughie's father is in the hospital after the stroke, and it's a pretty tough situation for him. He's dealing with his own feelings of helplessness and guilt, but I think this might be an opportunity for Hughie to learn more about his own past and the reasons why he's so driven to fight against Spot. We see a glimpse of his mom, Rosemary, who's been absent for a long time, and it's clear that she's played a role in Hughie's upbringing. We can also see that Hughie is still struggling with the emotional fallout for a Victoria Neuman betrayal. And hold on, this is a pretty big deal. Hughie's not just facing a personal crisis, it's also going to have implications for his relationship with the boys. He's dealing with his loyalty to them, but also how he feels about Neuman. Now, I'm interested in seeing, will he be able to forgive her, or will he go down a darker path? It's going to be an interesting journey for him this season, and I cannot wait to see how it's going to unfold. Okay, let's talk about the boys themselves. They're facing some new serious challenges this season. We got Butcher dealing with his illness. It's pretty bad, and he's got this whole kill Homelander mission to focus on, which is a pretty dangerous path for him to take. And get ready for a twist because it's really not looking good for his brain, but also is a turning point for the boys. They're going to have to decide how they're going to move forward as a team, and there's some big changes on the horizon. I think we might see some unexpected alliance forming. We got a new Black Noir who's a lot more talkative than the last one.
That was so tough, you guys.
And we also got the introduction of Joe, Butcher's old military buddy. This is going to get really interesting as well because Butcher is in a vulnerable state and he's looking for a way to protect Ryan, which is going to create a lot of tension with the team. So how far is Butcher willing to go? And how much chaos will he bring? This is a season where the boys are going to have to decide if they're really fighting for justice or if they're just seeking revenge. I'm going to say this, get ready for some serious shock. Homelander's actions in this episode totally changed the game. Remember those scenes where his sister Sage, where she was trying to give him some advice on how to become a better leader? Well, that advice is actually pretty dangerous. Homelander is going to use her strategy to incite violence and then swoop in to be the hero. And you know what? It's going to work. This is where things get really messed up. He gets his fans to attend a rally and then he orders them to beat those guys to death. I'm not kidding, it's brutal. And then when he's found guilty at his trial, he used this as an opportunity to frame the Starlighters for the violence. And Homelander's not going to stop there. He's got a hunger for power and he's going to do whatever it takes to get what he wants. As we know, The Boys is known for its sharp satire and this episode is no exception. The show goes deeper than just mirroring the news. It's also showing the chaos of power, corruption, and the dangers of blind faith in heroes. And you know what? The show really makes you think about the kind of society we're living in. Homelander's a reflection of everything that's wrong with our culture. The worship of celebrity, the thirst for power, the exploitation of others. We see this in the way that Homelander manipulates his fans, the way that Bot controls the media, and the way that the superheroes use their powers for their own personal gain. So let's talk about a big development this episode, and that's Frenchie's storyline. Remember, Frenchie has been dealing with some emotional baggage, especially when it comes to relationships. He's finally found someone he's drawn to, Colin, and the show's not shy about tackling those themes. We're seeing Frenchie explore his sexuality and embrace his feelings, but this new relationship is not going to be easy. He's going to figure out how to deal with his feelings for Kimiko, and there's going to be a lot of complex feelings to navigate. This new storyline is definitely going to add some interesting themes and layers to the show. Okay, let's explore Butcher's world, because his mental state is really starting to break down. He's still dealing with the effects of Compound B, and it's causing all the kinds of problems. He's seeing hallucinations, and one of them is Becca. The show's creators have done a great job of portraying the consequences of his reliance on Compound B, and it's really adding a lot of emotional weight to his story. But obviously, it's a reminder of his past, his pain, and his motivations. He wants to save Ryan, and he's willing to do whatever it takes to protect his son from Homelander. But it's a dangerous path he's walking. Anyways, that's my breakdown of the first episode. I will be later today for episode 2 and tomorrow for episode 3, as I do not got the screeners. I'm focusing on episode by episode. But what are your thoughts on the first one? Leave your comments below. My name is Christian from the Premiere, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, one.